welcome everyone. If you're coming straight off of the Lunatone video, welcome back. If you're new here, hello. Before I get into anything, I want to say if you are curious about what this is and you are new here, feel free to check the description down below. There is a link to the Google Sheets, which I use in these videos, and you can look at everything yourself. You can have, you have access to this giant move sheet with all the move buffs and changes, which there's literally hundreds of, and all kinds of really other cool stuff on this cool sheet, so definitely check that out. But yeah, Solrock and Lunatone, so they are separate videos. If you're curious about Lunatone, go check out that video. I love both the changes for both of these dudes. They're so fucking cool. Totally super underrated and forgotten, and overall we're pretty garbage, so I'm really happy with the giant buffs here. So Lunatone, Rock Dark, Intimidate, Levitate, all that great shit, incredible new stats. Solrock has swapped defense and special defense. That's the only stat difference between the two. And I've kept it as a Rock Psychic type, which you might be being like, what the heck, why did you do that? Why isn't it Rock Fire? First of all, I like Rock Psychic more. We already have a Rock Fire types with like Cargo and stuff, and there is going to be another one down the line that I have planned. And as for Rock Psychics, there is two more, but one of them barely counts, and then the other one is a very physical attacker, is all I'll say. And both of those are Pokemon that were not Rock Psychic before, obviously. And so Solrock, instead of being a Rock Fire type, it has access to the ability Sweltering Sun, which is the hack's namesake. Other Pokemon that have that are stuff like Ho-Oh, Mega Camerupt, Nag Cargo, etc. And what that does, it's from Desolate Lands, so that makes Solrock immune to water. So not only is it immune to water, but it also gets a stab boost on its fire moves. So it's essentially triple typed. It has triple stab with Rock, Psychic, and Fire, and it gets instant Solar Beam, and it's immune to water. So that's huge. So Rock Psychic, Rock Dark is also a relatively poor defensive typing. However, it does have a good amount of resistances, and Lunatone is insanely bulky with Intimidate, so that makes up for it. As for Solrock, they do have less weaknesses. Actually, is it the same? Just 1 to 4 times? Yeah, it's the same amount, just one of them is 4 times. Oh no, I'm so slow. I'm looking at the original typing. I don't know. They might have less or more. It doesn't matter. But you do have good resistances at a Rock Psychic. Again, normal, Fire, Poison, Flying, and Psychic are good resists. I don't know why. I think I must have misspoken in the last video and read off the original resistances like an idiot instead of looking at Tyranitar's typing to talk about this stuff. But in this hack, you do have access to infinite use ability capsules. So what that means is Solrock can switch between Levitate and Sweltering Sun freely whenever you need. So for one boss fight, you're going to need Sweltering Sun. Next boss fight, you need Levitate. As simple as that. An advantage of Sweltering Sun is that it lasts forever as long as you're on the field, meaning you can run other weather teammates or not have your water-type Pokemon, for example, be hindered by the sun. Versus with Drought, that will stay when you switch out. The downside is that you can't run a Sun team with Solrock. You can't, use the Sweltering Sun and then switch out and keep the Sun going up for your teammates. So that is a bit of a limitation, but it's still an incredible ability for Solrock itself to have. And it's super fitting, obviously. I mean, they literally say in the decks that it radiates heat and it gives off light and all this stuff, which is very fitting, all right? I mean, it's so perfect. I love that on Rock Psychic. Like, it's so cool. I love it. I love these two. You also have access to Morning Sun and Solar Beam, which is great in the sun, obviously. So not only do you get that stab boost to your fire moves, which is huge, you also, Rock Psychic Fire is great coverage already, and you also have Solar Beam, and Morning Sun will heal you by 2/3 of your HP, which is huge. And you also have a plethora of other incredible coverage moves. Ground, Steel, Grass, Electric, Fighting, Ghosts, Fairy. Yeah, it's all kinds of incredible coverage. You can hit pretty much everything you'd ever need to hit with those TMs and tutor moves. You also get a lot of great utility options and powerful stab options, not to mention the 90, 125, 110 bulk, despite not having Intimidate, is still great. Not to mention, again, cycling between your water and ground immunity is huge. So you are essentially guaranteed to have one immunity at all times. And then, of course, you have more with more resistances and stuff. Depending on what am I trying to say? That was not English. Just forget I said that. I will cover Interstellar at the end of the video, by the way. If you already watched the Lunatone video, you know what that does. It's something only that is only used for one boss fight, so it's not a big deal. Again, you can always check out the description down below and look at everything yourself. I would recommend doing that, especially if you find this kind of thing interesting. I still appreciate you for listening, though. Let me know if you listened this far into the videos. Leave a comment down below. Be like, yeah, I listened this far in. This one, honestly, probably is not going to be that long, purely because I'm talking pretty quickly and I recorded them separately instead of in the same video. But yeah, great stuff here. So You have priority with Influx and Ignite. Both of those are essentially stab. Ignite is only stab if you're using Sweltering Sun. Influx is always stab. Ancient Power, whatever. You get Power Gem by the time you'll catch it anyways, so Ancient Power is just there for flavor. Power Gem is great, though. That has a 25% chance to boost your special attack stat by 1, and it's 90 base power, so that's a great stab move. Mineral Shower and Cycle Boost are the same move. Mineral Shower is just a rock-type version of Cycle Boost. Those are both 150 base power. I've made many new moves like that if you are new here, so check out the description down below. I have a whole section in the move sheet dedicated to moves that do that same effect. So that's great for them, okay? I also kept 60 base speed. So they also, not only do they have great special attack, I also opted to make Solrock a special attacker because number 1, the other rock psychic type is a physical attacker, and number 2, it didn't really make sense to me that he was physical. I mean, like 95 attack, sure, I see, but I don't see 125 attack on Solrock. I mean, it's just a spiky fucking rock. Like, what is he gonna do, ram into you? Like, no, I don't see it at all. I think special attacker on both fits really well, given that they're these like weird cosmic planetary rock meteorite things. God, I love these guys. So fucking cool. I want to use both of them. So I want to use all these Pokemon. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, so you have great utility stuff. Parting Shot, Morning Sun, Will-O-Wisp, T-Wave. You also have like dual screens and all this other stuff. Hypnosis. You also get Mesmerize at level 70, same as Lunatone. That is a 100% accurate sleep move. So Hypnosis is 80%, which is for earlier in the hack, and then later on when you get to the late game, like the Pokemon League type level, you'll be getting Mesmerize, which is again great, 100% guaranteed sleep move. So then you can guarantee get off something like a Nasty Pot, a Calm Mind, or a Trick Room, or something else. So that's awesome. Very, very awesome. Trick Room is huge. Trick Room is neutral priority, so you can use Quick Claw, which is buffed to always go first. However, it goes away when you use it, so that's really cool. It's like a gem, but for priority essentially. So that's really powerful, and so you can use that with Trick Room and get that off guaranteed. 60 base speed is good in Trick Room, but I actually opted to keep relatively usable speed because I wanted them to be still good Rock Polish users. Not that 50 or 40 speed is bad, but Rock Polish, especially in game, because Scarfers are not common on trainers for reasons I'll get into another day. But 40 base speed even with Rock Polish is good, but 60 is great with Rock Polish, even with no speed investment. And then Rock Polish will also give you a +1 accuracy boost now, so you can use that with inaccurate moves such as Fire Vortex or Fire Blast, and Thunder and Focus Blast, and that's really cool. I love that. That's great for him. Again, Levitate, Sweltering Sun, both of those are great. You can also run a mean weakness policy Rock Polish set because of all your weaknesses, so that's great. Man, so much awesome stuff here. I love it. You have Stored Power and you have Z Nightmare. Z Nightmare will give you +1 to all your stats. Stored Power will give you +1 special attack each time you click it as well. However, it only has 3 PP, but it is stab, so it's still a really great option on Solrock. Works great in Trick Room too. Trick Room, Stored Power, Calm Mind, and Nasty Plot, all kinds of stuff. You have so many options here. You should be switching between. Keep in mind, I did design all Pokemon in this hack to have several options that you should be using. Meaning, you switch between your abilities, you switch between your EV spreads. One boss fight, you'll run max HP, max defense. Next fight, you run special attack with specs and priority, whatever you want to do. You can really be versatile with your sets, so that's super sick. I think I covered about everything. I think I might have even done these guys faster than a fucking Lunatone, which is kind of wild. Again, you have Morning Sun for healing. You also have Set Amend earlier on, which is heals you by 2/3 in the sand if you're using Levitate in the sand or something. That'd be pretty great. Because Morning Sun is at 40, which is a little bit later. But that's a permanent 2/3 heal move as well, which is huge. Again, keep in mind you don't have healing items in this hack. You can't use potions. So those are really, really, really valuable moves. Dream Eater is huge. Dream Eater plus Mesmerize or Hypnosis for earlier is great. Dream Eater heals you by 100% HP, and that's 120 base power, so that's huge. Keep in mind, sleep is consistent, so it always lasts for 2 turns now. So if you're faster than them, you get 1 full turn. If you're slower than them, you get 2 full turns. However, if you're faster, you get that turn before they wake up to set up still. Like the turn that they're supposed to wake up, you would set up. So either way, you get 2 turns. It just works out differently. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. These guys are fucking sick. I love them to death. I think I covered everything. So, yeah, you have powerful power stab moves. I could cover every little nitty-gritty option, which honestly I would debate on doing, but like I won't. But just keep in mind all these moves are buffed or changed. So just check them out in the description down below. Cosmic Chaos, I guess I didn't mention in Lunatone's video either. Kind of a situational thing. It's essentially like Super Fang, but it's priority and it only has 1 PP and it always flinches. It's a really weird move. I'm only giving it to Pokemon that like make sense to have it, like Cosmic Power type Pokemon. kind of a mid move, but it's also really good, especially for 35. Like that can be, it's basically a guaranteed, like, okay, Pokemon's full HP, guaranteed flinch, put them at half HP for free. Obviously, it's only once though. That's still huge. Like you can use that versus totems or anything else. I might buff it to 2 PP, but I don't want any more than 2 because that is still really strong to guaranteed half a Pokemon's HP for free at any point. It's not like fake out, you know, it's not only on the first turn, it can be used any turn. So yeah, that's about it. I think I'm gonna leave it off there. So thank you very much for listening to this one. Again, let me know down below if you did listen. Also, just any thoughts that you might have. I love both of the changes for Solrock and Lunatone. Super, super kick-ass. Again, a link in the description for the changes. Look at that yourself. There's a very detailed guide for everything. You know, type chart, held items, abilities, type changes in general. I have a little cheat sheet, speed tiers, TMs and tutor moves, all that cool shit. So thank you very much for listening, everybody. And yeah, I'll leave it off there. Lastly, link to my Discord server is also in the description. Forgot to mention that. Feel free to join that. You can talk to me in there. You can ask people questions, ask me questions, whatever you want to do. So thank you very much, and goodbye.